Hi, I'm Harika Madala with Calawias, and we're here in Crescent City. Behind me is a mural of a boat that is significant to two cities in different countries. 2 years after the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, a 20-foot boat washed ashore here, covered in a layer of sea life.
The boat washed up on our south beach, just a little ways from harbor. It was destroyed during the same event, the 2011 Tohoku event. And so the boat ended up in our back parking lot. We wanted to make sure that it didn't have anything that was contaminated or anything like that. So the boat checked out that it was okay.
Of course, at that time, we didn't know where it came from or the story behind it. It was just this boat that had washed up on South Beach, and it was covered in barnacles.
When they cleared some of the barnacles, they noticed Japanese writing on the boat. It turned out to be the name of a high school in Japan's Iwate Prefecture.
At that point in time, we reached out to a professor in Humboldt County, Lori Dangler, who's also a tsunami expert. And she said, I think this might belong to a city in northern Japan. And so she reached out, I believe, on social media and found that it did belong to Rikuzen Takeda and their high school there, Takata High.
Turns out, the boat from the small coastal city high school had a name, Kamome, the Japanese word for seagull. And after the tsunami caused it to travel more than 4,700 miles across the Pacific Ocean, it was grounded a world away, waiting to be returned home.
The boat was kind of languishing in our back parking lot for a few months, and so I decided I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to get that boat back to them. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it took me a couple of weeks, but I realized that I had, my son was a sophomore, and my son John was a sophomore in high school, and this boat belonged to a high school, so I thought, let's make it a project of high school kids doing it for high school kids.
At that point in time, our high school kids took it on as a project and then cleaned the boat up and made arrangements to have the boat shipped back to Rikuzen Takeda, and then they flew over to deliver it.
The return of Kamome to Rikuzen Takeda was the humble beginning of what has become a flourishing exchange of culture and information, including emergency preparedness lessons and a sister city relationship with Crescent City.
It really became this boat of hope and this symbol of humanity. And from that point on, we became sister cities. There's been exchanges with our high school kids, but it's also revolved around emergency preparedness. Nobody knows the devastation better than a town that experienced something like what they did.
An identical version of the mural exists at the City Museum in Rikuzen Takeda, Japan. It depicts the disaster-fueled journey of an empty boat serendipitously swept halfway across the world and coincidentally deposited in a tsunami-prone spot in California, only to return home months later as an abundant ambassador of friendship, partnership, and preparedness.
There is a Kamome festival that happens each year in April. 3rd through 5th graders come and they receive kind of preparedness packets, and they learn how to put together go kits, and they make their own trail mix and all kinds of fun things to, sort of learn about preparedness.